Hi, my name is Grace Judson, self-proclaimed proud leadership geek, and I'm here today to talk about change management and change leadership. What is change leadership and how is it different from change management? Well, I'm going to start with a quote from a guy called John Kotter. He is the Emeritus Konosuke Matsushita, and I'm sure I am pronouncing that wrong, professor of leadership at the Harvard Business School. He's also an author and the founder of the management consulting firm Kotter International. Here's what he has to say about the differences between the two. Quote, "These terms are not interchangeable. The distinction between the two is actually quite significant. Change management, which is the term most everyone uses, refers to a set of basic tools or structures intended to keep any change effort under control. The goal is often to minimize the distractions and impacts of change. Change leadership, on the other hand, concerns the driving forces, visions, and processes that fuel large-scale transformation." Okay, so change management is primarily, I would say, what we also call project management, the planning process, budgeting, scheduling, resource allocation, task tracking, and all the different ways that we accomplish this. As Kotter says, the tools and structures we can use as project managers to keep the project of change under control. And yes, when we look at it this way, change management really is very equivalent to project management. Change management practices are well known. There's a whole professional organization and certification process for project management called the Project Management Institute. Okay, what then is change leadership? Change leadership has to do with how we motivate, inspire, and encourage the people whose full participation in the change initiative is essential for its success. Without their participation, we will not succeed. Change leadership is important no matter what size change you are attempting to create. All change includes some level of emotional reaction, which can range from a mild discomfort all the way up to full-on rebellious resistance. And it doesn't matter if it's you individually, we can think of New Year's resolutions, or your team, a department, an entire organization. This happens in all sizes of change and at all levels. Therefore, leading change requires you to go beyond the change or project management skills of planning, task tracking, and so on. The skills of change leadership include emotional intelligence, professional empathy, negotiation, conflict resolution, and, yes, interestingly, neuroscience, because there are very specific neurological things that go on in the brain when we're faced with change. The brain does not like change. And here's the really cool thing. Teaching change leadership skills improves leaders' performance across the board. It turns out that these skills are life skills, professionally and personally. And as one of my heroes, Rear Admiral Grace Hopper, said, and if you aren't familiar with her, Google her, she's a fascinating force of nature. She said, "You don't manage people, you manage things. You lead people." So there it is. Change management is about the things that have to be dealt with for your change initiative to succeed, and change leadership is about the people you have to engage for your change initiative to succeed. Whether that's you in a personal change or your entire organization for a company-wide change, both are required for success. Neither is sufficient on its own. And it's my firm belief that the lack of effective change leadership is the primary reason why so many change initiatives either fail outright or are not sustained over time. And that is why I teach, coach, consult, and speak on these skills and tools of change leadership.